What's up, YouTube world? I have no idea where my camera gear is. I'm moving a bunch of stuff around. My garage is a disaster right now, and I have no idea where I put it. So we're gonna hold it and we're gonna go old school right now. But today, we're working on the 12-foot skeleton. So, I've got a lot to do. I gotta try and get this thing up by tomorrow. My plan was to have it up tonight, but I had to do a lot of wiring and some new upgrades to this thing. This guy is not your standard 12-foot skelly anymore. This thing is definitely going to be talk of my block because this guy has all new upgrades. So let's go ahead and check it out. So earlier I had my youngest daughter come out here and help me set this guy down. I just picked up the base, drug him out because I usually shoehorn him up and he stands right up here, but I have to get him across that beam, and it's it's a nightmare and awkward to do by yourself. So I had her see if she was able to scoot this table, and she was able to do so. So when I got him to a certain point, I said, all right, slide this table down, and I rested him there. So we got him set up there, and not much going on here in this part, at least. But in here, this year they have added a new light setup. So this skelly has the all-new LED lights inside the chest. So last year, I remember I stuck one of my floodlights and ratchet strapped it, or zip tied it around his rib cage, shining up inside. And I know a lot of other people put floodlights and stuff inside there as well. So this year they obviously paid attention to what everybody was doing with these and came up with upgrades. And also there's other upgrades people have done to these things. So I think that's why Skelly here is being retired this year, because I think next year he's going to come back better and bigger than ever. So I think next year he's going to come with the light kit built in instead of having this like spring loaded attachment. You won't be able to see it. I think they'll mold that into the skelly. I also think they're going to put on this next piece I put on, or they're going to animate him in some sort of way, make his arms move or make him spin something, because they're competing with Lowe's now. Obviously this guy is a hot seller, and I don't, they're obviously holding their own. These things are worth their weight in gold. Everyone wants one, and it's always everyone ranting and raving they haven't got one. So I think they're going to change things up, or maybe take the year off for this guy and come back with better options for him. He's definitely going to be animated. I can almost tell you that. I would be willing to bet that this new light kit is going to be part of him. And a bunch of other stuff, like this weird gap right here. I don't know why they left that there, but it's almost like they knew they were going to put this light kit there eventually. But they formed this to fit right inside there. You got two lights that shine up at his face. But the other thing I did here is, you notice all the normal stuff for the skelly is gone, and there's a PVC pipe in there, some random wires all hanging off of him. Skelly is now animated. So I got onto Facebook, and there's a fellow on there, Napier Family Lights, and this is a head turner mechanism. So Skelly's head goes left and right almost all the way to his shoulders, and it also looks really cool with the light on. So I'm definitely changing them up for this year. I don't like the zip ties that you get with the light kit, so I have a feeling they're going to include that, and it's going to go inside and then run up through to hook into this. It's just really gaudy with the wires that are all attached here. Looks kind of dumb, but he's 12 feet in the air. You probably won't really see it, but we'll see. We will see. So I guess I will plug this big bad dude in, and I guess, in all reality, you get like 2 more inches out of him, so he's like 12'2" now. But this mechanism is really cool. Let's go ahead. I'll plug him in and we'll fire him up. Show you as best as I can, because he's at a really weird angle right now, but you'll get the gist of it. And I'll shut some of these lights off and you'll be able to see the lights in his chest. Oh, and I did forget to mention the kit comes with this little push button. So you turn that on and Skelly's head's a moving. The only thing I don't like about Skelly is now that I put this light kit in, I no longer have a bypass unless I buy a splitter. So now I gotta go buy a splitter to hook this stupid light kit up and be able to turn him on. Because I want to be able to turn him on from his head so his eyes turn on when the power comes on. Like, because right now the eyes aren't on. So you still have to hit the button down here under his butt. So once you hit that, his eyes are now on. And the chest light is glowing. But the chest light also has a button, which on the back of the thigh, right here, they want you to mount that inside there, so it's kind of inconspicuous. But again, this thing's got wires running all over it. It's so dumb, but it is what it is. So you can set this to whatever you want. Like when you first turn this thing on, it kind of rotates through all the colors, which is cool. So this one is like a light green, yellow, I guess you could say, yellow. This one's dark green. And that's probably the color I'll use unless I go a different route this year. We'll just see how my graveyard goes. We got blue, which looks really cool too. So that might be the color I end up with. But you also see there's green shining around in there. I don't know I guess it's like a teal. That's pretty neat. So I guess this one's solid blue. So it's kind of like a light version and then the darker version after. And then I guess this one here is, yeah, it just kind of rotates through all the colors. So you get quite a bit of lights in there. I don't know how many's in there. I think, what's that? 2, 4, 6 of them in there. And then 2 up top shining up at the back of his head, bottom of his head. So you get 8 lights in there, which is pretty neat. But I think this dude looks pretty damn awesome. Let's go all blue there. I think he looks pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't get his eyeballs in the shot just because he's massive. But I think with the new chest light and the head turning mechanism, I think the dude looks awesome. I think he looks pretty dang cool. I'm really excited. I wish he had like arm movement too. Wish his arms would move up and down. But I think for this year, this haunt season, I think that's going to be a pretty cool addition. Now, the guy, William at Napier Family Lights, said to get a motion sensor and wire all that in. So this motor isn't running nonstop all the time. So just to save that motor, get a motion sensor so when like somebody walks by, his head will kick on, which makes a heck of a lot more sense than just have it sitting here turning his head back and forth, because he said he doesn't really know the longevity of these motors. If you let them sit and run like all day long, every single day for like 2 months, I can imagine it's going to wear that motor out really quick. So I'll probably end up getting a motion sensor at some point. I don't know how soon I'll get to that, but that is going to be in the works to get a motion sensor set up for him. I probably won't turn him on all the time anyway, not his head at least. We'll turn his eyes on and all that stuff, but I don't know about the head turner mechanism. But I think this looks really cool. You have to let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of the new chest light for Skelly and the head turning mechanism that I picked up. And that mechanism and everything, the kit for it was only like $25 plus shipping, so it wasn't terrible. And it's a really cool addition. I think it's going to look awesome out in the yard. I know my neighbor's down the street and the neighbor in the other town doesn't have one. So mine is a little bit different than everyone else's now. Thank God. So just one more day, folks, and we're putting all this stuff out. This guy is going out tomorrow. Now that I have everything figured out, everything working, he will be up tomorrow. So get ready, because the yard haunt updates are coming in hot.